He's Moon. He's Owen. They're Moon and Owen. Yeah. Hey, it's Moon. It's Owen. We're Moon and we're Owen.
Welcome to Meme Lords versus the NHL Playoffs, baby.
Yo, we're bringing back the Meme Lords versus in every single title now.
So unless you've been living under a rock, or you're a fan of a team that didn't make the playoffs,
R.I.P. Dead.
yeah, but this year we're cooking.
me and Moon, our teams made the playoffs the same fucking day, and we just basically had a fucking Walter White, Jesse Pinkman dap up right there.
Worst part is both our teams couldn't even win the division.
Both our teams were kind of bums throughout most of the year, and then we're just like, you know what? What if we try?
No, the issue with if Utah was still in the Central or still in the Pacific, they would have won the division. That's just how good the Central Division is. So I got my Utah Mammoth hat on, and I'm ready to make some predictions.
I don't got my Pittsburgh Penguins hat on, but I'm looking at my framed Sidney Crosby rookie card plaque that Moon got me for my birthday like 4 or 5 years ago.
All right. So here's how we're going to do this. We're going to go round by round, and we're going to release a separate video where we predict the whole thing.
That one will
This one is
first.
We'll probably record both at the same time. We'll probably set both to upload. Probably one will come out Friday,
Probably
which is today, of the day that we're recording, and the one where just the first round will probably come out tomorrow before the playoffs start. All right, so for the
edit it in time.
Yeah, or worst case, it'll be Sunday after a few of the series start. So this is the round 1-1 only.
Mm-hmm.
So the rules for this is you get 1 point if you get the team correct. You'll get 1 point if you get it right in the amount of games. You'll get 3 points if you get both. So say, for example, you say, oh, I have Montreal over Tampa in 6, and Montreal beat Tampa in 6, that'd be 3 points. If you say you have Montreal over Tampa in 6, but Tampa wins, but it's in 6, you'll still get 1 point. Whoever has the most points at the end of the playoffs is considered the better prediction.
You'll also get 1 point if you say Montreal over Tampa in 6 and Montreal goes over in 7.
Yeah, because, exactly. If you get either the team right or the games right, you're guaranteed a point.
If you get both right.
So either way, you're always guaranteed 1 point if you get the right team.
Yeah.
You can just pick up bonus points if you can get the amount of games.
Exactly.
All right, so without further ado, how do you want to do this? East, west, or all of west, then east?
I'll let you decide.
We'll do east, west. Right. So we'll start in the west. The first matchup, we have the Colorado Avalanche versus the LA Kings. Owen, who do you got and in how many games?
I got the Kings in 7.
Kings in 7?
Kings in 7.
That's crazy. I got the Avalanche in 4.
See, normally I would agree with you, but there's one issue. Did you not see the Olympic gold medal game?
Well, that's unfair because the ghost of Johnny Gaudreau blocked that puck to make sure U.S. won. So,
yeah, but now there's also Russians involved. Like Artemi Panarin's a king now.
Yeah, but here's the thing: the Kings should have no right to even fucking be there. They barely got in there, and Colorado has been the best team all year.
Yeah,
I don't see the Kings if they don't.
As of late, though, the best teams in the league rarely win the cup.
No, I'm not saying Colorado's my pick to win the whole thing, but I'm saying they should easily beat LA. Maybe not in 4, but I don't see LA, unless LA goes on a run, I don't see LA beating.
I just got LA.
I got Colorado. Next up, we have Boston versus Buffalo, baby.
All right, Moon, since I went first for last time, you'll go first in the East?
I got Buffalo in 6.
Got Buffalo in 6. I also have Buffalo in 6.
Fuck the Bruins, gang.
I'm more so I'm saying that because I think it would be really cool if the Sabres can actually realize the rebuild they've been in for the past like 12 seasons.
Not only that, but I have much more faith in the Buffalo Sabres than I do the old man Boston Bruins.
True. Especially now that the Bruins
Like,
don't
yeah,
have Pertiz face off when Bergeron.
like, I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. The Bruins still have the talent, and yeah, sure, Buffalo's inexperienced, but I think Buffalo is the all-around better team, and Boston was looking like they weren't even going to be in the playoffs until they snuck into the wild card. So
Yeah.
we both have Buffalo in 6. Next up, we have Dallas and Minnesota. Did you know it gets cold in Minnesota?
I got Minnesota in 5.
Minnesota in 5. I got Minnesota in 7. I do not see Dallas not bringing this to a hole, or Minnesota choking for a bit and bringing it to 7. So say they're up like 3-2, then they choke game 6 away, and then it goes to a 7. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This series is going to 7, I think. I think this is one of the only series that is destined to go to 7. So,
Yeah.
All right, next up is Tampa versus Montreal. I have Montreal in 6.
I have Montreal in 5.
I think it's nothing against Tampa. I just think Tampa's getting too old, and that the reason that they're just getting older. Not saying they're not a good team, but they're getting older. Their core's aging. I mean, yes, Vasilevsky is still a knockout goalie, but Montreal has been really good this year.
Oh,
And I think Montreal can carry that momentum to at least a second-round playoff berth.
Yeah.
All right. Next up is the LTIR Merchants Vegas Golden Knights versus your Utah Mammoth.
I got Utah in 6.
Let's go! I have Utah in 6 as well.
My main thing with Utah in 6, it's nothing against the Golden Knights, and it's everything against Mitch Marner not being able to perform in the playoffs.
Ooh.
I could be mistaken. It may have been just Toronto's coaching doing Marner dirty, but
maybe. But here's also the issue. Marner didn't play well under Tortorella in Toronto, and now Tortorella is the head coach again in Vegas. So you got to think of that too. Also, I like Utah more because Utah is the younger team. I'd argue they're the better team.
Debatable, but yeah.
Actually, let me look at something here real quick.
Let me just look at the show overall.
Utah would have been second in the third in the Pacific Division if they were in the Pacific. They were only 3 points off of Vegas and 1 point off of Edmonton.
Yeah.
So, and they were tied with Anaheim. So I'd argue that Utah is better. I'd argue that Utah is better, and I'd argue that Utah is an LTIR Merchants, so automatically that makes them more likable. And who the fuck outside of Vegas likes the Golden Knights?
A couple people.
Well, those people are wrong.
Marner fans. The Marner family. Alright, Moon. Canes and Senators.
I'm going to say something controversial. I got the Senators in 6.
I got the Senators in 4.
No, hey. The problem with Carolina is they're a good regular season team that just can't seem to get it done in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Every year it's like, oh, Carolina's going to be the one to go represent the East. Then they run into Florida, or they run into Tampa, or they run into Boston. I believe they got eliminated by Boston in 2019. Like, they just run into a team that they have no business losing to, and then they lose to them. I don't know. I don't foresee them getting out of the first round. I think they have what it takes to beat Ottawa, but I don't know. They just scream regular season team to me.
Yeah.
And yeah, so they scream regular season team to me. I don't foresee them winning the. If they beat Ottawa, I don't see them. I don't see them getting far. I think have the potential to beat Ottawa. It's just will they beat Ottawa?
Either way, Brady Tkachuk can't read.
Exactly. Next up, we have the Edmonton Oilers versus the Anaheim Mighty Ducks.
I got the Oilers in 6.
I got the Oilers in 5.
Okay.
Nothing against Anaheim, but I think now that basically the biggest obstacle in the East is out of the way,
Yeah.
I think if Edmonton could get to the finals, they have a real shot of winning this year. And seeing their potential matchups, they'll beat Anaheim, and I don't see a world where they lose to Vegas or Utah. And I'm saying this as a Utah fan. I don't think Utah has what it takes to beat Edmonton.
As a Penguins fan, I 100% see a world where the Oilers can lose to Utah. I see a world where the Oilers can lose to Anaheim. I can see a world where the Oilers don't even get out of the first round because their goalie is not that good. Tristan Jarry is not that good of a goalie.
True. That is true.
And especially with the way the Oilers postseason always go with their goaltenders. Ever since coming to fucking Penguins, Stuart Skinner's been playing like a different fucking goalie.
See, me and my second boss had a conversation about that the other day when they're like, "Oh, Stuart Skinner single-handedly brought the Penguins into the playoffs." He's like, "Well, yeah, he's been a better goalie there, but his save percentage and his goals against isn't something to, be like, wow, whoa, look at that."
Oh my God, Stuart Skinner brought the Penguins to the playoffs. It's not like the Penguins have been averaging 3 goals a game since the trade deadline.
And it's not like the Penguins have arguably the former best player in the world.
I would argue he's still the best player in the world. He's just aged.
No, Connor McDavid is probably the best player in the world right now, but Crosby is still a top 5 player.
No. I'm not talking like modern. I'm talking like all time. I'd argue Crosby's the greatest hockey player ever.
Wayne Gretzky would like to have a conversation with you.
Wayne Gretzky couldn't lift a fucking puck.
Okay, Corwin.
I'm so fucking humble. No, but I'm being dead ass. Gretzky played in an era where if he played in the modern era, he would be a third line forward. He would be a grinder.
Yeah, we'll save that controversial hot take for another day.
Okay, no, he wouldn't be a grinder, but he would be a third line forward and a first pairing penalty kill. That would be his role on the team.
Depends what team he plays for.
True, because if he plays for like a fucking the world's worst team, I'm trying to think of a team with a really. If he played for the fucking the Predators, then yeah, he'd be a first line forward.
Even if he played with like half the teams that are in the playoffs, he'd still be first or second line.
If you put him on the modern day Oilers or the modern day Kings, or
he'd probably be,
or even the modern day Rangers. What was the other team he played for? The Blues. The Blues. I could see him being our first liner for the Blues.
He'd be a first liner for the Rangers easily.
I say second.
He'd be a first liner for the Kings easily. The Oilers is where it gets difficult. He'd probably be second, but you could put
he'd be a third liner for modern Oilers because he's a centerman. Oilers have 2 solid centers, 3 because Draisaitl's secondary position is center.
Yes, but they never put Draisaitl on center. They usually put him on McDavid's wing.
Yes, they do put him center for penalty kills, I believe, though.
Yes, but like in the lineup.
Yeah, I think that if Gretzky played for about 90% of the modern NHL, he would be a third line forward, border. What's the term? Fringe second line forward, but always consistently on the first pairing penalty kill and first pairing power play.
Also, Tristan Jarry seems to be a whole different player when it comes to the playoffs. So what's really going to probably make or break?
It's going to come down to the same thing every time it does for the Oilers. It's going to come down to their goalie.
Because we know they have offense and they can put up numbers.
It's going to be the same from when they had Stuart Skinner. Now that they have Jarry, it's going to come down to how the goalie decides to play in the off season, or postseason.
I believe with Jari's playoff experience, I believe that he could lock in, and if he were to lock in, Edmonton could go all the way.
Yeah. Especially since
All
Jari
right.
is used to having a superstar stud of a first-line center, and now he's on a team with a superstar stud of a first-line center.
The best player in the world right now.
The best modern player. And I would actually argue McDavid's now the second best. I'd argue it's now Celebrini.
Too early. It's too early. Celebrini's great, but it's too early to say Celebrini.
I just, from watching him in the Olympics and looking at him in the regular season, he's like one of the best players in the league in scoring, and he plays for like one of the worst teams in the league.
So basically Connor McDavid in 2015. Regardless, I still think that McDavid is the best player in the world, but I think Celebrini will be knocking on that door sooner rather than later.
Celebrini has the fourth most points in the league in the regular season. McDavid has the most.
I was going to say, but you forget who has the most there. It's D-Money. Connor McJesus. All right, and the last playoff series, the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Philadelphia Flyers.
I got the Penguins in 6.
I had the Penguins in 7. I have no faith in Philly. I think Philly tripped, fell, and ended up here.
Because it really was. The Metro really was a like just terrible between the Phillies, the Islanders, and the Washington Capitals.
Those weren't even the three teams that were in contention at the last part of the season.
It wasn't. I thought it was the Flyers, the Islanders, and the
Blue Jackets.
It was the Blue Jackets.
The Blue Jackets, the Flyers, and the Capitals.
I thought it was the Oilers. The Oilers. I thought the
Oilers and the Islanders were just on the outside looking in.
Yeah, interesting. Never forget that time the Kraken were somehow both fighting for a draft lottery spot and a playoff spot.
The West is shit. The West is a joke. Especially the Pacific Division, which is what they are in. The Pacific Division is a joke. That's why I miss Utah being in the Pacific Division. So they were in the Pacific Division, they would have been divisional. They wouldn't have been fucking wild card.
Yeah.
But then again, if they were divisional, they would have been facing off against Anaheim, or Edmonton. So yeah. I like Vegas first round matchup better than I like Edmonton. Which is what it was supposed to be if everything went to shit.
Yeah.
But luckily it didn't, so. So yeah, that'll be our predictions. As soon as round 2 is done, we will tally up our points.
Round 1, you mean?
Yeah, as soon as round 1 is done, we will tally up our points. We will say how many points each of us have, and then we will go on to predict the second round. So that was been our picks for the first round. Who do you think's making it on in the first round? Has your team made the playoffs? How far do you think they'll go? Do you think they have a realistic chance of winning the Stanley Cup? Me personally, I do not know if Utah has what it takes to win the Cup. It will really just depend on how their opponents do.
Me personally, I don't know if the Penguins have what it takes to win the Cup. It 100% determines on Stuart Skinner. Oh God, it determines on Stuart Skinner.
Have fun with that. I've been Moon. He's been Owen. We'll see you for round 2.
I'm so sorry, Vancouver Canucks fans.